It's all about the code. Let me tell you something. Let me be clear. If you want to be a successful business leader, you got to crack the code. And my job is to teach you how to crack the code. Let me tell you about something that happened crazy to me this week. You might not know this, but I love baseball. You might think I'm weird, but I love baseball. People think baseball is boring. I don't think it's boring. It's a great game if you understand baseball. My favorite team is the Minnesota Twins. I used to live in Minnesota. Let me give you a little backdrop. They won the World Series when I was a freshman in 1987, and they won the World Series again in 1991. Love Kirby Puckett. So ever since then, I've been a fan. And they've been irrelevant since 1991, but I've still been a loyal, committed fan. Now this year at the trade deadline, all of a sudden they traded many of their great players away. And I was confused. I'm like, what are you doing? We might make the playoffs. We got to get healthy. We got to have some things work, and we maybe make the playoffs. They've been doing that for a long time and losing in the first round. And all of a sudden, when I thought about the trade deadline and all the moves they made, they got rid of Carlos Carrera. They got rid of Johan Duhan, the best reliever in baseball, and I was upset. I was frustrated. I was confused till I thought about it. I put on my business hat. They won a World Series 30 years ago. That's a long time. You agree? That's 3 decades. They've not won it all. They've not been a champion. So if I'm a leader of the Minnesota Twins, if the goal is a championship and I'm again barely possibly making the playoffs, why not break it up? Why not be decisive? Why not turn it around? Why not shake it up? And all of a sudden put my business hat on and taking off my naive baseball fan hat on, it made perfect sense. You would agree 30 years is a long time. Here's what they did. They were not on pace for their goal. And since they were not on pace for their goal, they did something decisive about it. Now you're a business leader. Can I ask you a question? What's your goal? And if you're not on pace to reach your goal, you should shake it up too, right? So all of a sudden, in no time, by looking at it through a business lens, I realized that the Minnesota Twins did something perfect. Now here's what they did. They traded away some very good assets. They didn't give up all their best players. In fact, they kept 2 of their cornerstones. Byron Buxton, stud. Royce Lewis, stud. They drafted these players. They're developing these players. These 2 players are still on the roster. They got rid of some of their other guys, but they dipped into the farm system from some other teams and got some young kids, 16, 19 years old, early 20s, that have some tremendous upside. So they sold off some very good players, and they got their hands on some future superstars. Wow. So maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now, that's when we'll know if it was a great decision. But let's talk business. It's not really about baseball. This is about business. Are you on track to win your World Series in business? I don't care what your goal is. It could be 1 million, it could be 10 million, it could be 10 billion. It don't matter the number. The truth is, if you're trying to hit your goal, if your team is not going in that trajectory, you need to do something about it. So all of a sudden, wow, I want to apologize, Minnesota Twins. You did something brilliant, because I got used to just being satisfied with the mediocre team. I got used to a team that barely makes the playoffs. And I got comfortable with it, and I got upset initially till I thought about it more. They should have broken the team up. They should have made the trades, because now I'm excited about these young players who are full of potential that maybe can get us back to the World Series. Kirby Puckett, he made me a fan. He was homegrown. He got drafted by the Twins. They developed Kirby Puckett, and he turned into a superstar that led them to 2 World Series in 87 and 91. I'm hoping these young players they just traded for, there's another Kirby Puckett in the mix. So I'm gonna ask you a question, business leader. It's all about the code. You can't win without a good team. You can't win without great players. Are you satisfied with mediocrity? If your team is mediocre, if your team is not projecting toward the goal that you set, you should be decisive, just like the Minnesota Twins, and do something about it, because that is your job.